Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that whenever we release a video at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, you'll be the first to receive the same. Remember to share the video with your friend, your mama, papa, girlfriend, boyfriend, and your side chick and side man. Yes, and post a comment below, even just to post and say, I am here to show your appreciation of the work that we are doing here at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. And thanks for being a part of the movement. So, moving on. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we hate criminals with a passion. So here's one of them. This guy name is Javon Pinnock. Yeah, aka Froggy. Have a distinct scar on the left side of his face, and him eye go all the way down to him cheekbone. And you know, more or less is a Jamaican do that, you know, telephone cut. I don't know how them come by that thing for, you know, to scar people face like that, and that it's just awful, but terrible people. So this man that you're looking at, his name is Javon Pinnock, aka Froggy. Yeah, Froggy them call him on the street, and he's wanted in New York, in Queens, New York, for the murder of Javon Jamison, a Jamaican youth them called Blingers. Yes, and Blingers was killed almost 2 years ago by this man and another man named Christopher King. Christopher King is in custody in New York, awaiting trial for the murder of Jamison. So we are appealing, we are begging, beseeching you Jamaican people in Jamaica and the diaspora, wherever you see this man, to inform the police, whether it's 119 or 911, and let them know that this man is wanted in New York for the murder of Javon Jamison, so that this man can be placed in custody or go straight to the departure home where he belongs, and that's justice. And we say that because we hate criminals with a passion, because there was no reason for this man to kill Blingers, because Blingers was not a threat to him at the time. It was murder, clear murder. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, you know, so right now you're looking at two men. You're looking at their mugshots. These are men that are accused of, being arsonists, to Tulsa, and Trump intend to send them to El Salvador prison. These men are lauded as American patriots. What do you think? That is, based on the comments that we're seeing online. We can't tell you we don't watch Fox News. We don't watch QAnon and all of those mad things. So we're not going to see what they're saying over there, because those people are in a different world, because these are people who believe liars and believe scammers and con artists. So we don't know what else they believe. And these are people who believe that JFK, the father, and JFK Jr. and Michael Jackson will be somehow will just pop up one of these days. So we can't talk with them people. Those people, they're in a different world. So we are just talking with people who live in the real world, the ones that were, warning the American people, the ones who are crying, the ones who are fucking around and find out. Yes, fuck, yeah, P-H-U-C-K, yeah, not F-U-C-K, P-U, the ones who fuck around and find out. So now we find ourselves witnessing the unfolding story of two men, Cooper Joe Fredericks and Lucy Grace, both facing serious accusation of arson. The reaction to their alleged actions have been sharply divided. Some people are outraged, condemning the use of violence and destruction, while others are far less sympathetic to Tulsa, the apparent target of their wrath. For many, Tulsa is no longer just a car company. It has it has come to symbolize something more sinister. A growing segment of critics view the company as embodying the values of authoritarianism and corporate supremacy, drawing uncomfortable parallels between Telsa cult-like following and the rise of a far-right ideologies, even invoking comparisons to the early days of the Nazi Party under Adolf Hitler, a man who was born in Austria, and the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, who never invented anything. You know, like black people and the amount of invention that black people have. So Elon Musk is the greatest enemy of black people, black, brown, and other people. Yes, greatest enemies. He's the greatest enemy, he and his friends. So these historical echoes, though controversial, resonate with those who see Telsa not just as a brand, but as a vehicle of elitism, exploitation, and even racial disregard, especially given Hitler's legacy, which includes the extermination of millions of black people and Jews, the persecution and the attempt erasure of entire cultures. Seem like what you see them doing right now in this government with Donald Trump. Think them going to win? No, because you have millions of Americans who are not going to stand for it. You have veterans who they make angry, and these are people, black, white, Indians, all kind of people, veterans who know how to do things. You have some people with skills like the Chris Kyles and all of these people, Navy SEALs who do not support racism and all of these things as what these people are exposing. But bullies are normally cowards, and we can't tell you that based on what we have experienced growing up. Bullies are normally cowards. Want to push back, just like what you see what happened in time. The Black Lives Matter people went to DC, and Donald Trump ran under the bunker, because that's all bullies are. They are cowards. You understand? So the deeper historical context is what fuels the moral outrage among some who now vocally oppose Tesla. Yet even with that understanding, there is a crucial question to ask. What is the right way to fight back against something you believe to be morally wrong and socially harmful? Violence is not the answer. Yes, destruction breeds chaos and undermines legitimate dissent. If Tesla or any company for that matter is seen as contributing to the erosion of democratic values or equality, then the most powerful and civilized weapon citizens possess is their wallets. Yes, consumer, both in the United States and around the world, must understand that economic pressure is the modern protest. Boycott the product, withdraw your support, demand accountability, not the fire, but with financial precision. That is how you strip power from those who would otherwise ignore public outcry. We know that Elon Musk is fighting to be the first trillionaire, so Elon Musk is trying to, everything that he's doing, he's not doing it for America, he's not an American, he's a South African. But that's how it is. When you have people who are corrupt, if you are not corrupt, no one can corrupt you. And we have a president, Donald Trump, who's corrupt, and he's a big coward too. You understand? We can't tell you that. This man is the worst thing that ever happened to the world in 2025. But you have to understand, he did not reach there. He had millions of people who voted for him, and some of them, they are suffering right now. Do we sympathize? Do we have any sympathy with them? No. You cannot sympathize with fools. Even the Bible, God said not have no use for the fool. You understand? And their main target is black people and other people who are not European, who don't have shared European genes. And most of these people who claims that they are European, if you do a DNA, majority of them are black people, white but black, just like J. Edgar Hoover. Most of them were proud to them white. If they're asked to do a DNA, majority of them have more than 1% of black genes in them. But they are the same one who would not want to take that DNA. So consumers, both in the United States and around the world, must understand that economic pressure is the modern protest. Boycott the product, withdraw your support, demand accountability, not with fire, but with financial precision. This is how you strip power from those who would otherwise ignore public outcry. Make Tesla irrelevant by making it undesirable. Let it fail. Let it fall into the dustbin of history, not because someone set a fire to a car, but because the world chose not to buy it anymore. Stop right there. Pause this video and subscribe now to United We Win, Divided We Lose. This channel exposes the enemies of global democracy, led by the US, now under threat from a South African billionaire named Elon Musk, Peter Thiel and others, manipulating the world. Subscribe now. Subscribe to the channel. Those who know the truth but stay silent are nothing but fools and cowards. Speak up or be complicit. As we says, those who know the truth and stay silent are nothing but fools and cowards. So moving on to today's video. In the future, we envision one justice, ethics, and conscious capitalism. Owning or purchasing a Tesla should not be seen as a status symbol, but as a mark of indifference to the greater struggles of humanity. In such a society, those who continue to support what is perceived as harmful should expect to face cultural scorn, not from mobs, but from a society that values integrity over innovation without conscience. So change doesn't come from burning things down. It comes from standing together, informed, principled, and unwavering, refusing to support companies or causes to stand on the wrong side of history. So these two men now, them have them all over the internet. Yes, Lucy Grace Nelson and Cooper Joe Fredericks. So these men, two men in Colorado faces serious federal charges after a series of violent destruction of attack on a Tesla dealership in Loveland that involved incendiary devices, Molotov cocktail, and disturbing act of vandalism. How would that become a federal crime? I don't understand, but hey, So Cooper Joe Fredericks, 24, from Fort Collins, was arrested on March 14 following an extensive investigation into attacks on Loveland Tesla dealership located at 1606 North Lincoln Avenue. The charges against him are as shocking as the crime themselves. The use of explosive or incendiary devices during a felony, possession of such devices, second degree arson and criminal mischief. Frederick's arrest come after a March 7 incident where he is accused of igniting an incendiary device and hurling it at the dealership, narrowly missing several parked vehicles. The device landed between two cars, creating fire and put lives at risk. Loveland police said a quick-thinking officer on the scene was able to extinguish the flames before any serious injuries occurred. Rocks were also thrown, damaging both the building and multiple vehicles. This wasn't an isolated event. Over the last 2 months, Frederick had targeted the Tesla dealership multiple times. But Frederick isn't the only one facing charges. A second individual, Lucy Grace Nelson, a 42-year-old transgender woman. Kind of madness. Well, see, some of psychology. This is a man who have psychological problem, because whenever I tell you, say, so Lucy Grace Nelson is a man, but what I tell you, all of them confusion here. You understand? So he also goes by the name Justin Thomas Nelson. His facing charges were separate but equally disturbing acts of violence at the same location. So Lucy Grace Nelson is someone who not really up there, because this is a man who think him is a woman. So say he have mental problems. So you can't charge him, he's a madman. So you understand? He is criminally insane. So Nelson criminal spree started on February 11th when he was allegedly caught painting Nazi cars on the Tesla building front windows using a vulgar expletive. On February 24th, 2025, police say they found Nelson's car parked with gasoline, Molotov cocktail material, and a weak material mirroring evidence found from earlier incidents. Nelson was charged with malicious destruction of property and was released on personal recognize bond from federal charges. So him get bail. In an interview concerning Nelson's federal release, Loveland Police Chief Tim Doran stated, "I couldn't be more disappointed with the criminal justice system that would release an individual on a PR ban, personal reconnaissance who had placed incendiary devices at Loveland business. This decision is not just troubling for our community but reflects a broader problem faced nationwide. It's incredibly challenging to keep our citizens safe from copycat behavior where there are no repercussions to lawlessness. The disturbing pattern of violent behavior has raised alarm among federal authorities who are calling it more than just a series of isolated acts of vandalism." So the swarm of violence attacks on Tesla property is nothing short of domestic terrorism. The Department of Defense, Department of Justice has already charged several perpetrators with that in mind, including in cases that involve charges with 5-year mandatory minimum sentences. We will continue investigation that impose severe consequences on those involved in these attacks, including those operating behind the scenes to coordinate and fund these crimes. U.S. Attorney Pamela Bondi provided a statement on Tuesday. So this is it. All of these things, it's them. People have seen where close to over 10,000 people attack the capital, kill all police, and the president pardon the people them. So the people them believe in America. Say they are committing crime. You're a patriot in America, so you understand. So you expect to get pardon from the president because we see where this president pardon evil cop killer. So so we don't see why they make a big deal about it when them normalize criminality. So like they're saying, well, it all depends on who you commit the crime for. But these people them believe say committing crimes, the president are pardon you because them see cop killers. And they may expect police to even pursue charges against them because they know say this president is an enemy of law enforcement and everyone, you understand. If you're a part-time clique and willing to commit crime on his behalf, you must see as he's not a law-abiding citizen, he's a convicted felon too. So, double standard. But normally violence don't solve problems. It's all exacerbated. Elon Musk, we have never, honestly, we have never liked the guy, never been attracted to his vehicle, them Tesla, because them look like small and we always keep abreast of one thing on him. If you love to read something on Consumer Report. Consumer Report, once you read all of these things, you will never want to even own a Tesla. So based on what is happening now in Manus, the higher the monkey climber, the more exposed. So this is a man who are white supremacy, and I'm not sure in Nazi salute and them thing there. We don't hear anything from the Republican them because they are all racist people. The Democrats them is just a one-day wonder. And that's it. But America reached a point now where they're not ashamed anymore. You understand? One time a man like Elon Musk with the Nazi salute, that would have end with the end of him. But now in America, that's something them normalized by Donald Trump. Because everything for him now it's race and him go fight people. But if people remember history and remember it ended for Adolf Hitler and Mussolini, it never will. So Elon Musk and Donald Trump, all of these people, whether or not they want to believe it, decent people always outnumber bad people. Have yourself a beautiful day. And remember, in our life, cowards are always bullies. Yeah, most bullies normally, always bad with crowds but by themselves, real cowards them, you understand. What is happening right now in the world is they're trying to take us back to the days when black people have no rights. It's really black people are, people, and the Spanish people, them, who think that they are white, in which you cannot call rain wet rain. Those of us who know history know that in Europe, the Italians, them get them white paper, the Irish, them get them white paper, the Spanish, them don't get them white people because the black people were living in Spain for over 700 years. So because of that, they haven't received them white people. So that's why they voted for Donald Trump in droves, along with some black people, misguided black people. If somebody tell you something, you believe them. Number one, as me, Donald Trump couldn't con me. Period. The only thing that Donald Trump has in his policy that I like is just that when it come on to this, man can be woman, and that is just madness. And that's one of the reasons why the Democrats them lose. That's where most people, not gonna being honest with the people, That's where the real oppression started in America. Oppression is always there, especially for black people. And it started by when time the billionaires them select the black man up, Barack Obama. Because whether or not you want to believe it, the people them are voting in America, and that's what majority of people don't participate in the election, but voting have consequences. And then we say, boy, one of them are better off both evil. Because both of them are real evil still. Because when you look at it, the Democrats them, they're the one that come in with this thing where they tell us a man can be woman and all kind of thing. And it started with the Supreme Court. You know how many people that rolling where Supreme Court said two men can marry one another. All of them things there, I can lose your work, in which that is a lie. And them target you and them terrorize you and them use economic terrorism. That's the only thing as a black person I love about Donald Trump. There's nothing else. That's one thing why some black men, especially from black people from Jamaica, voted for Donald Trump because of that. When you go tell a man, when you go tell a people, this is social engineering and this is a real dictatorship. When you tell a man, say, a man, if you call him they, R-E, and these, this is where the problem started. So they started the problem by using them courts because them try to use legislation, try to push it on the people, and the people them reject it in every state. So now two men can marry and all of these things because from the dawning of creation, it's always a man and a woman. But these people now, because them have money and according to them bright, the movement them start from in a university by some cool white people. Because them think of black people, them black people just want to live and live. And black people, them love fun, them love them sports, and them music, and them love them gang business. Yeah, how you mean? Because white people do that to them, Them survive some of them worse atrocity. We as black people. And that's one of the reasons why we're at this juncture now. So that's why the rise of Donald Trump. And that's how now. So the attack on these people, especially the one that claims that them are Christian. Them are not a Christian or a Christ like. Them evil, like Ku Klux Klan people them. And that's why America is at this juncture. So no matter how which side you're on, the only thing is that one is, now I'm not empathy. The next one, I tell people, if you follow American policies and saw what happened during Joe Biden reign, many people would have voted for the Democrats, couldn't, because when people are suffering in America and you say, busload, an illegal immigrant are coming to your country and I stay a 5-star hotel, veterans, homeless, and you spend billions of dollars on these people. Who's benefiting? It's benefiting the rich, not the poor people. So they did everything to put Donald Trump there. Although the man is a convicted felon. And that's the only thing. So the Democrats right now in the United States of America, the Democrats, although Donald Trump a president, them still are low. Them still a poll below him because of that big lie. And them still not change. Because this is what white people want, and I'm nothing for the black people and other people. Because if you live in America, the black people them want claims to them are them in this movement. The white people shame them all the time and say, I follow them, I follow. Can you believe something that is abnormal? Them I tell you, say, this is not for you. I follow you, I follow. So all of the black people them claim that them are real admiral and them thing. The white people don't believe them because them say on a phone thing or our thing. So that's how we reach down. So the only thing we're glad to say all of these people because really black people them want out there still for demonstrate, but black people smart at this time because they realize that no, violence is not the way of you solve problem, because that's when you do that now you fall right into the hand of these people, because you have to understand, violence beget violence, you understand. So we don't think that happen this time around. So we'll see what go happen and them things. All people have to just use them wallet and boycott all of these people. Amazon, Walmart, Target, and make them feel it financially. You hit them with earth and send them in our oblivion. Because the DEI thing when they talk about, and then CRT, they are ban all black history. They are try white erase black people, all kind of things. So it's just really an attack on black people. Black and people who are minority. I don't know how somebody with genes who is dominant, you call them minority. The only minority on earth are white people. And white people are not really white people, them just come up with that because they want to say them pure. There's nothing pure about them. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.